Thank you for listening to the audiobook recording of The Cure by MC Foley, narrated by MC Foley. Episode 3. Numb. That's my defensive stance as I look at the email. It's what I expected. It's what I'm used to. I read over a few of the lines again. Story didn't keep my attention. Not sure who the main character is. Thank you for your interest. I add another dent to my mental armor and move the email to that swollen folder. Fuckers who didn't get it. The folder, which used to be named, told me to fuck off until I changed it in an attempt to maintain a more positive outlook. Off in the distance, I hear that murmuring. Oh yes, that's right. My sister is still lecturing me. I hold the phone closer to my ear. Worry? You should worry, I think as she breathes her nerves into the phone. I just sent a man to his death. I know he deserved it, I tell myself, but it's the way he's going to die. It's just so what? Exactly. So what? I don't feel bad. Not really. Why? How is that possible? Why am I forcing myself, struggling to make myself feel bad? Why is every inch of my body tingling with that same saturating sensation, that pure, golden ecstasy? We haven't seen you in 2 years, Evan, my sister says. Dad isn't the healthiest man on earth, you know, and don't you want to meet your nieces and nephews? Not right now, I think. Not while I'm trying to figure out what this is. Of course I do, but I told you I'm struggling, I say. Do you know how expensive it is over here? I'm barely paying rent, and you want me to buy a friggin' plane ticket? You say that like it's nothing to be embarrassed about, she spits at me. You're a grown woman, and you can't even afford a plane ticket. She snorts into the phone. No doubt she's shaking her head. Again, like always. I hate to admit it to myself. Sometimes I'm proud they think I'm such a disgrace. Why don't you come back? We've got everything you need to start over again. Start over? And do what? Get knocked up like all the rest of you and squeeze out more babies that the world doesn't need? Knocked up? If I went there, I say, I'd be dead in a year. If not from the boredom, then from offing myself. She's disgusted now. I can hear it in the silence, in her strained breathing. She wants me back. Of course she does. We've always been opposites, but we've also always been close. Closer than siblings who never had to hide each other, take beatings for each other, keep patrol for each other whenever that name and only mom made the malevolent rounds, double fisting like she always did, one butcher knife to threaten and one wooden stick to hit. How's Christopher? I ask. She exhales now, holds the catch in her throat. He's fine. He's taking new medicine. Christopher, our brother who, if any of these wishes could do me a favor and give somebody something good, I'd give it all back to Christopher. All the ability, the youth, the lean muscle, the working hands, all that life he used to have before the goddamn rheumatoid arthritis came and took it all away. I could do something to her, I think. Something to that selfish, life-sucking poor excuse for a girlfriend, that bullshit leech who made him spend all his money and time worrying about her instead of taking himself to the doctor, instead of getting the meds that would have stopped the RA from taking root. And after that happened, what does she do? She up and leaves him, like the soulless scumbag she is. I could do something really fucking awful. I could give her the same disease. You'd be surprised, my sister says. He's eating all these greens now. He even stopped eating red meat. Wow, I say. It's not fair. Wet pools spread themselves around my eyes. My voice shakes. My chest hurts. I can't say another word. That's huge, right? She says. Imagine, Chris, the barbecue master. Now he won't even go near that thing. Won't even cook the greens. He says he's going to eat everything raw. Raw, I balk. That stupid fucking RA, it's doing a number on him. Evan, she spits at me again. I can imagine her on the other end of the line, pursing her lips and clutching that cross around her neck. That frigging RA, okay? I say. I'm not in the mood to fight about pointless bullshit or her oversensitive ears. Yeah, she says, loosening up, half swallowing the word as she says it. Only thing that'd surprise me more is if your alky butt stopped drinking. I laugh then. I know she means it, but I also know she's cracking a joke. I know her chest hurts too. Of course it does. Because we had to watch a bright light fade. Seriously, Evan, I want to see you. We all do. Please. Then I start. I don't want to agree, but I feel myself giving in. I feel the guilt. Then, Nissa, someone else has to buy the ticket, and I can't go for at least a month. I need to give notice at work. She better try to understand, I think. With the most recent cut in pay, even the most basic things are difficult. Just 2 airport cab rides could break the bank. Evan, just buy the ticket. I know you have the money or a credit card somewhere. When you get here, you've got a free place to stay and all the food in our fridge, so you have no excuse. I'm not fucking around. I feel like throwing the phone against the wall. You want to know where I get my toilet paper, Nissa? From work. I steal that shit from work. Okay? That's ridiculous, she scoffs. Then use a credit card. I don't have one, I shout. I filed bankruptcy after the last goddamn pay cut. Happy now? I said that on purpose. Goddamn. Said it to make her uncomfortable. Just like I'm uncomfortable admitting what a fuck up my finances are. Admitting how my stupid Hollywood dreams, as they like to call them, aren't working out. My neck feels tight. Something inside me is seething. There it is again. That rage. Damn lucky thing she's my sister. Your mouth, Nissa tries. That's it. I'm over this. You know what? Forget it. You guys want to see me? Fly your goddamn asses over here. Click. Chapter 6. The murmurs swell into a tsunami. They're everywhere. Every cubicle, every office, every email inbox and toilet stall conversation, washing away even the tiniest inkling that anyone might have to actually do some work. Carl? No way! I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I go to lunch with him every week, and trust me, he is not out there raping people. Come on, that can't be true. I mean, if he were a rapist, don't you think he'd have at least tried to bang me by now? Well, I believe it. He always looked at me wrong. A guy with all those tattoos? Yeah, he looks like a rapist to me. Really? I thought he was gay. You wished he was gay. Yeah, and guess who's going to have to take on his workload? This is bullshit. What an asshole. Carl. Not sure I remember who he is. Was he that bald guy with the big dick? What? Can I tell you something kind of weird? You'll think I'm a freak, but it kind of turns me on. That pervert! I hope he rots in jail. Piece of shit met my teenage daughter and told me she was gorgeous. Oh yeah? Did you see that 19-year-old he paralyzed? Damn, she was hot. So, does this mean I get his desk? I can't focus. Good thing I'm not alone. But my hands are even bloodier now, and I feel like a vampire. I like it too much. It's turning me on. No, not it. I'm turning me on. Me. What I can do. I pass one of the medieval rulers on my way out of the bathroom. Going in to take a shit? I think. You have no idea. I could just say it once out loud, and a fountain of tapeworms would blow out your ass. Hey, says Carrie. You ready? I nod and press the elevator button. What the hell is going on with this place? She says. All these layoffs and stupid pay cuts, then Wendy gets her leg ripped off, and then bam! The hottest guy in the whole building turns out to be a serial rapist? You seriously can't write this shit. Yeah, I mutter. Truth is stranger than fiction. The doors slide open and we head through the lobby, out into the bright, hot morning. It's one of those phenomenal LA days when the sun sprays smiles across everyone's faces and gives us, or most of us, the urge to tear off clothes and climb on top of the first hot, sweaty person we see. We can't help ourselves. That's what summer does to this city. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm becoming obsessed, a frigging sex addict. Is this part of that Agatha thing? Is this why I'm feeling that urge every second of every hour of every day? I have a feeling, I say to Carrie as I push the walk button on the corner pole, that more weird shit is gonna go down. More, says Carrie. Ha! What are you, psychic now? Like what? Oh wait, here's something really weird. You and I will get promoted. Funny, I say. It would be, wouldn't it? I'd probably jizz on myself. You'd jizz on yourself if I told you they were giving us free bagels, I say. No, she says. I think, if these are free, then there must be a catch. They probably poisoned them. Not possible, I say, unless it's a slow poison. Gotta keep the gimp cogs working. Maybe it'd be more like a mind-numbing substance. Something to make us a little more stupid and beaten down after every bite. And something to make all the chicks' nipples stay hard, says Carrie. Or maybe swell our boobs so they'd bounce when we walk into meetings. I laugh. There you go, always turning it perverted. You think if my boobs bounced more, I'd get a promotion? Now she's laughing. Oh, right, she says. Look at yours, and they aren't doing you any favors. They just get to stare at you for free. I glance at my chest. Sad thing is, she's right. Those pricks stare at them like they're tit-fucking me for free every damn day. Bastards, I say. Yup, she agrees. Funny how they don't give us raises, I say, but they let their pets siphon off money from that little bullshit slush fund they keep trying to hide from the press. What slush fund? Asks Carrie. The one I'm trying to sniff out? I say. She laughs. I shake my head and try to laugh too. Try to laugh it all off, like usual, the way we do, the way we have to, so that we don't feel the financial stress, the regardless of how hard I work, they could give a shit, and by the way, it doesn't cost you anything to say thank you or good job, anger. The rage. You know what? I say. I'm serious. I know they're siphoning dough. I'm telling you, it's in my gut. How do you think Wendy was laying people off while remodeling her office, her 2 houses, and planning trips around the world? And you saw that new Lexus, didn't you? The one she's been parking in the garage since last week? Who told you about the 2 houses? Asked Carrie. Come on now, her assistant. I'm impressed, says Carrie. That kid usually looks too scared to leave his desk, let alone speak to anyone. I have my ways. I'm sure you do. Carrie smirks and glances at my chest. Anyways, I'm sure if Wendy was called out on it, she'd just say she has a lot of money in the bank. Bullshit, I say. I feel like crushing her legs all over again. You know, they better chill out with all those pay cuts and layoffs and taking people's health insurance, or I swear to God, I'm gonna go up to the 15th floor, tie all those motherfuckers up, strip them naked, make them stare at each other's disgusting, saggy-ass bodies, and maybe make them bone the shit out of each other, and then leave them all hanging there while I burn the fucking building to the ground. Wow, says someone who is not Carrie. Creative, says another not Carrie who I turn around to see. Good thing we were all here to catch that, says Tom, the skeleton skinny CFO. He's standing behind us on this sunny summer corner, standing there, waiting to cross the street to undoubtedly eat at the most expensive restaurant nearby. And waiting next to him are his partners in crime. The head of human resources and the head of everything. The chairman of the studio. I look at Carrie. Her expression is flat. Seriously? My brain starts shouting. These people are literally never in the same vicinity as the rest of us cogs. What are the fucking odds? And the chairman? Mr. Yes, I have a name, but everyone just calls me the chairman because it makes my dick hard to hear that word everywhere I goddamn go. What the fuck is he doing out on the street? Walking somewhere? I don't know about you two, but those sounded like death threats to me, says Tom. Yes, they did, says the chairman. He looks at Brenda. Brenda, the yes woman tool, shit camouflaged to look like someone with real power. Brenda, the tool enforcer. But who is this person? Asked the chairman. Does she work here? I don't know who she was either, says Brenda, but look at her badge. She worked on Phil's desk way back when. She got you a couple coffees, says Tom. Of course you remember that, don't you, Tom? I think. Remember how you used to come into the copy room when I was one of the greenest plants in the building? Remember how you used to reach over my head to get a file from the cabinet and accidentally rub that rock-hard stick against the back of my legs? Of course you do. You especially remember because of that time you held it there and put your hand on my shoulder, and you could tell by the way I shivered that I was too young, too scared, too in need of a job, too wanting to make it in this town, that I would let you leave it there and press it against me harder, maybe even breathe into my ear and whisper to me about furry handcuffs and 7-speed vibrators and diamond-topped butt plugs and all the things you wanted to do to me with your toys, and I wouldn't, wouldn't ever say a goddamn word. Not like it would have mattered if I did, I think. I remember back to Tina, the girl who actually did speak up, the girl who got blacklisted from every other studio in town. "Oh," says the chairman, glancing curiously at Tom. "Coffee, huh?" His eyes scan my face like a first model computer on its last legs. He shrugs. "Whatever you say." "I think you should come with me," says Brenda, trying to stare me down. "Oh yeah? Bitch, you have no idea. Fucking try me." "No," I tell myself. "Just go. Chill out. You can calm this down. You need your job. This thing that Agatha gave you, it's not going to pay your bills, is it?" "Okay," I say. "Just her?" says Carrie. Her expression has gone from flat to on the verge of freaking out. "Just her," says Brenda. "Why?" says Tom. "Is there something you want to tell us?" I glare at Carrie. "Leave it alone," I'm trying to say. "I'll take this for both of us. You're just going to make it worse." She catches my eye and I think she gets it. Yes, she does. She backs down. "You run along," Tom says to Carrie. "The four of us need to talk." Run along? What is she, a child? Fuck you, Tom. Fuck you. And I mean that. I mean that 100%. I just haven't figured out what shape that fuck you will take, because it's going to take one. And it's going to be one that is beyond creative. I walk in between them all, like a prisoner, like a hostage, back into the building, back into those elevators, up to the human resources area on the 15th floor, into that corner office with the perfect view of the LA skyline, the LA palm trees, just high enough above the street, above the rest of the floors in the building, to pretend there is no traffic, there are no problems, there are no people struggling down there. "What did you hear Miss McKenna say?" says Brenda. Her hands are at the ready, floating above her keyboard, awaiting the damning words from Tom and Mr. Chairman. Tom clears his throat. "I heard she say she wanted to assault every employee on the 15th floor of this building." "And did she describe this assault?" "Yes," says the chairman. He looks at Tom. "She said she intended to tie up each person, strip them naked, hang them upside down, and then leave them in the building while she burned it to the ground," says Tom. "You left out," says the chairman. Well, isn't that funny? He looks so excited. Tom clears his throat again. A flush passes over his face. "Of course it does. Maybe it makes you think about all the times you mentally tit-fucked me when you passed me in the hall. If I couldn't ever stop you from doing that, couldn't your cheap ass at least pay me for it? Bastard." She said she wanted to force each employee to have intercourse with each other. "So this is more than just the threat of violence," says Brenda, her fingers flying across the keyboard, making her masters proud. "This is the threat of sexual assault." "Yes," says the chairman. I bet that gave him a hard-on. I bet his dick is sticking straight up right now, and I can't see it because it's a micro-penis. "I wasn't talking about anyone in this building," I attempt. "We will get to you," spits Brenda. "I was quoting a movie I just saw." "No," says Tom. "She was clearly talking about the employees in this building. I heard her reference names." "No, I didn't," I say. "Yes, she did," says the chairman. "She said my name as well as the chairman's name and yours," Tom says to Brenda. "She also mentioned members of the board, and she specifically said she wanted to, I quote, shoot them in the face." "Yes," says the chairman, "that is what I heard." "Then you heard it from the other voices in your heads," I say. "This is crazy. None of that happened." "Are you marking these violent outbursts in her report?" asks Tom. "Violent outbursts?" I shout. I can't help it. Can't stop myself. This is ridiculous. What did I ever do to them? "Why are you making up these lies?" I press. They glance in my direction, but not directly at me, as if my voice is a dust bunny floating across their field of vision. "Safe to say this report needs to be submitted to the authorities ASAP," says Tom. "What?" I say. "No!" Yes, that's right, says Brenda. Am I even here? Hello? Can they even see me? Am I talking to myself? Wait, I try. Why are you doing this? I wasn't even talking about you. More of those outbursts, says Tom. Write these all down. I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of robots. Does anyone else in here have a pulse? A life source? Is anyone human? No. No, I don't think anyone else is. Not after they drag me out, stiffly by my arm, through the halls, past all the staring, gawking eyeballs, past all the cowards secretly thinking, thank God it's not me. Not after they lock me out of my computer, shove that security guard against the wall of my cube and tell me, 5 minutes. That's what I have. That's what I'm given to throw my belongings in a box and get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of their country, their empire. The guard, the one I've always bantered with about our lives in the city and what we did on our days off, Freddie, he grabs me firmly by the arm and walks me to the elevator. Evan, he whispers, I'm sorry, it's my job. I know, I say, and I do. He's just a cog in the game like the rest of us. On top of that, he works 3 gigs just to keep his family fed. Thanks, I say to him, for all the jokes. He smiles, quietly sniffs, like he's laughing, like this is funny. You're next, I think. If not now, then soon. He brings me all the way to my car, my used Volvo, the one that needs a new transmission and a definite set of replacement tires. Oh, and, he mutters. He shuffles awkwardly and points at my badge. I yank it off and slam it into his hand. Guess I'm not allowed to park on the lot anymore. Got everything? He says. He knows it's a stupid question. I don't even answer. I just look at him, squint my eyes, and throw up my hands like, what? What the fuck is all this? Is this really how I'm going out? Bullshit. Cover up. CYA. A nest of liars. Snakes. I'm not just going to take those fuckers down. I'm going to strip them of everything they ever loved or ever even considered to be part of what made them who they are. I'm going to bring them to their knees and bury their children. I'm going to fucking murder all the things they care about and chain them to a wall to watch it all die. I'm going to have my revenge. This concludes episode 3 of The Cure by MC Foley. Once again, the book can be found in 3 different covers in paperback and Kindle on Amazon, as well as Smashwords. Thanks again for listening.